Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Tons of new content today in Hockey Ultimate Team, including a brand new Team of the Week and Prime Times that had a ton of X Factor implications. We're going to discuss all of that like we always do. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the most up-to-date news, tips, and info. All right, let's get into the content. All right, we're going to kick things off with a new Team of the Week, and we've got the 92 JT Miller, Spark, and Buzzing, as well as Quick Pick and Unstoppable Force. If you're going to play him at center, he has 89 on the draws. He's not a bad center in terms of the build with Quick Pick as well as Unstoppable Force, but his skating is a little slow for the fact that he's 6'1" with a 92 overall price tag, so he is going to cost quite a bit. Probably in that 50 to 60 range, maybe even 70 because of his synergies and the ability. So it's very, very good card, though, because of his body checking and, again, because of Unstoppable Force. If you're going to play him line one, however, I don't know if it's worth the cost if he's not your first-line center, to be honest with you. Nathan MacKinnon goes up to a 96 overall, 96 speed, as well as 96 acceleration and 99 agility. All of the Nathan MacKinnon cards basically now from here on out are endgame. He's got Gold Schneip and Make It Snappy. I'm not going to lie. I've tested Schneip a ton with the phenomenal skill to settle pucks with exceptional wrist shot power and accuracy off settled pucks. I know that it shows that it triggers basically anytime you shoot, but I think that's a visual bug because I don't notice any sort of new animation or anything like that. It's not one that I can quantify. So I've tried it a lot, haven't really noticed it. So that one really isn't all that great in my opinion. David Pasternak's up next. Another great right-handed option for you with Seeing Eye and Make It Snappy. 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Again, any of these cards at this point could be usable for the rest of the game. These are the ones that if you're free to play or you started a little bit later in the year, don't be looking to try and upgrade their X factors all the way. Look for these cards to take a price hit. Maybe you get them for like 150, something like that. 150,000 coins. You know, that's a better value than having to spend up all the way to upgrade the X Factor version. On to Kyle Connor. He's got Buzzing, Gladiator with Close Quarters and Elite Edges. I will say this. I noticed Close Quarters quite a bit. There's no animation on it, but I just noticed that anytime there's a rebound and your player actually gets to the puck, it's like an automatic goal. Elite Edges is great. However, his skating just isn't all that amazing anymore. He's gotten quite a few upgrades, and I remember at the beginning of the year, he started with Wheels, his X Factor, and he looked like he could be a really good option. 92 speed, 91 acceleration. His skating just hasn't progressed a lot. Like, I don't know. It seems very underwhelming for this card, but not a bad option if he's if you can get him for what the cheapest 92s are going for, this could be a nice value there. Auston Matthews goes up to 96, and this is the reason, again, another reason why I just don't think the Auston Matthews X Factor is very good. So he has Thief, Buzzing, Tape to Tape. You can get this for a fraction of what the cost would be to upgrade Auston Matthews all the way up to his 96. And because his X Factor just doesn't have any good abilities, there's no real reason to spend all of the investment that you're going to have to get Auston Matthews all the way up to the end, other than trying to upgrade him to the max for his Team of the Season card that comes out. But again, if you're looking for an Auston Matthews card, this one's fine. And again, he might have a cheaper price tag because of all the X factors. Mitch Marner's up to a 95. He's got Seeing Eye as well as Gold Close Quarters. 93 speed, 95 acceleration. I just haven't used Mitch Marner in a while, but every time I did in prior games, he just felt so light on the puck. Like, he would just get knocked off very easily, even though he is 6 foot. His 175 frame just gets bumped very, very easily. I'm not a huge fan, and because there are quite a few righty options in this range, it's usually a pass for me, but I could see this being a decent card for sure. Logan Couture moves up to a 90 with 6'1". He's got Thief and Heart and Soul. His faceoff rating is just too low to play at center at this stage now because everyone's got 99 essentially. However, he does have Gold Quick Draw, which does make him more viable if you are going to play him at center. That's not bad, but you're going to need Heart and Soul activated too. Like, I just don't, like, I wish it was a little bit higher. However, Gold Quick Draw makes up for a lot of it, and he is a decent center build, and you should be able to get him for the bare minimum at like 45, 50K. That might be okay. Like, that might be half decent. Jack Hughes up to an 87 with Fly the Zone and Thief. 92 speed, 92 acceleration, and 93 agility. Always a really fun card. Honestly, for what 87s are going for, like 25 to 30K, if you can get them for that price, this is a nice option for you if you're just starting out your team for sure. Brayden Schenn now up to a 90, 6'1", wingman and distributor with Silver Shutdown and Gold Schneip. Just a little too slow and not big enough to make up for it, and his face-off rating not very good either. So this would be a pass for me. Mason McTavish also gets a 92, Close Quarters and Unstoppable Force, which is a nice combo, 6'1", but only 89 speed, and center abilities just aren't that great. So Unless you're a fan, which I can totally believe, just not worth it, in my opinion. On to defense, Cale Makar up to a 93. He's got stick 'em up and off the rush, which could be real interesting because if you combine the fact that you can really break the puck out and carry it with this Cale Makar, off the rush could be interesting. It's one I've wanted to try quite a bit, and there is really not very many cards, if any, that have gold off the rush. But 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 99 agility. Everything is really good. He just won't be able to knock people off the puck. The smaller defensemen just don't seem to have it. However, stick 'em up is really good, especially with the ability point changes. 2 for that is nice value. So this could be a really fun card. And again, this is another reason why I'm not a huge fan of his X Factor, because his X Factor card doesn't have really good abilities. Sebastian Aho from the New York Islanders, 85 overall with workhorse as well as bombarded, 91 acceleration, 89 speed. No abilities. Even if he just started the game, there's probably better options for you among left-handed defensemen. Brent Burns with the 87 team of the week with distributor and workhorse. Just too slow. His X Factor is his master set is teetering on too slow, so this one is definitely going to be a pass. Chikrin also up to an 84. It's crazy how mediocre of a season he's got. 86 speed, 87 acceleration with a silver thunderclap. Still just way too slow at this stage of the game. And then we got Vili Sirjarvi, 5'11 with Applesauce and Magician. Low-key, if you just started, he's going to go for the bare minimum probably. 91 speed, 91 acceleration. Right out of the rip, he's going to be awful defensively. But if you are looking for someone fast, like this is going to be a cheap option if you just started your team. And then we've got the 89 Freddie Anderson with Whirlwind, which is just not a good ability at all. However, Freddie Anderson cards have been pretty decent, so if you get him for cheap, you might want to try him out. But 89 overall, it's still an 89 overall. You're going to have to spend like 35, 40K, so probably a pass. On to the prime times, we got the 91 Devin Taves with Buzzing as well as Gladiator with Tape-to-Tape and Heat Seeker. This is a nice left-handed defenseman if you are looking for a non-master set left-handed defenseman. 92 speed, 91 acceleration. If you can get him for what the bare minimums and 91s are going for, so like around 50,000, 55,000 coins, this is a nice value for sure because there's just not a lot of good left-handed defensemen in that price range. 91 BRAYDEN point, 5'10 with Thief, Fly the Zone as well as Yoink and Tape-to-Tape. 93 speed, 93 acceleration, and then mid-90s to high 90s, everything else. He's going to be a pure right-handed winger, but there is a lot of right-handed wingers around this price range, so I have been really down on BRAYDEN point cards this year. Even his base card, when his X Factor just first came out, he felt slower than the speed stat was, and now at this stage of the game, just not really worth it at all, in my opinion. Verzegor is now a 93, booming shot, Gladiator, Tape-to-Tape, and make it snappy. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 99 agility. This is starting to become one of the better left-handed winger cards that you can grab. So again, it depends on the price range, but definitely a good card to look at. I'm not huge on the abilities, but definitely worth it because of just his build and size, and skating. So, really like this card, and his shot is really nice. And then finally, we get an upgrade to Leon Draisaitl. It has been like what seems like forever. However, he's got Fly the Zone, Workhorse, still extremely slow, and he's not very big. Like, again, this is a lot what I talked about a month and a half ago about Draisaitl Matthews cards. They are going to have to be like 98 to 99 before they really, become great skaters. And, it's just going to be tough. Again, we've seen a lot of good centermen come out. Now, I mean, the Team Builder Primo is a prime example because he's 3 inches taller and essentially, like, way faster. Now, obviously, that's a very, very different cost point. But, you've got Larkin, you've got Jokinen, all of those cards are better. So, while this is I don't even know. I would probably sell this, to be honest with you. I just don't think it's going to be worth the price tag. And if you packed them on tradable, I would just sell them. Let's take a look at all the X Factor upgrades. And again, the reason why I think Leon Draisaitl is just at this point is to sell. Like if you're at 93 and you have to decide to go up to 94, he is going to get a 99, totally. But we know the cost based on McDavid that you're going to have to pay like another 20 collectibles. And I think there's just a better way to use your collectibles, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, because his abilities aren't that great at all. And, his face-off rating right now, he doesn't even have Thief. So, I mean, like, his face-off rating at 88, like, it's just, there's better ways to use your power-up collectibles. I would downgrade them and move on, but again, that's just me. Got to take a look at the 93 Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele cards are always super underrated, and this one is actually getting pretty good. I wish that he had a little bit better face-off, but, if you're really good on the draw, that might be okay. 1T and Schneip with 93 speed, 91 acceleration, shots in the mid-90s, defensive stats are really good. He is getting up there. I mean, he's 6'3". That's a really good build. We'll take a look at his X Factor as well. If he can get into the high 90, like, it's tough because 93 speed, and he only has one speed synergy the slot, though. That's the issue. Like, he only has one skating slot, and Schneip, I just don't, again, see the huge value in it. With Quick Pick, though, is not bad. Tape to Tape's okay on the center. I just think that the cost is going to be way too much, but it's close. Like, it's interesting, to be honest with you, because of that size. Makar's 93 gets Distributor as well as Gladiator and Booming Shot. He's becoming, like, the issue, again, is at 93, this is actually low-key a really nice card. Like, but you have to use the intention of not really going anymore. Because Elite Edges on a defenseman is just not worth it at all. Send It is pointless. Seeing Eye is okay, but we've seen that 1T is much better. And then Heat Seeker, again, not really worth it. Stick 'em Up is, but that's pretty much it. Now, in all honesty, I would rather just save the cost, and if he gets a Team of the Season, which he will, I'd rather just spend all the cost to try and make his Team of the Season, because you're going to spend so much trying to get him up that high, and I just think that there are better ways to spend your collectibles. But if you go into this with getting a 93 and you don't really need to go any higher, I'll say that. You don't really need to go much higher in terms of upgrades. His 94 will give him a speed and acceleration increase, so it's tough. I haven't liked any of the smaller defensemen unless they have truculence on them. So MacKinnon's up to a 96 now. He also has Distributor as Spark as well, though, so he will get 98 speed, 96 acceleration. Ankle Breaker's rough. Magnetic's not good. Shock and Awe. Like, the thing that's saving Nathan MacKinnon is his silver wheels, because it feels faster than he is. And the fact that at 96, he's basically maxed out. That's the huge bonus you're going to get there. And he's been a really nice card so far throughout the year. It's one of the only remaining X Factors, I think, that are decently okay in terms of investing. Unless you're starting fresh, then I would just avoid. Pasternak as well is a decent X Factor, just because he's almost already maxed out at 94. So if he gets up to a 95... and you do that cost, he will be 98 speed, 96 acceleration, and does have 1T and Schneip, but again, Schneip I just don't know. Let me know in the comments section if you've noticed anything different, but he's 99 essentially everything else, so again, a decent X Factor if you've already got him upgraded. And then we've got the two Leafs, the 95 Mitch Marner, with Thief as well as Workhorse. And again, the only one skating synergy is kind of tough. Now, you could go Fly the Zone to give him 95 acceleration and 95 speed, and like, he is a very good card. I just think that I would rather have someone a little bit bigger or maybe sturdy, because I just notice him getting knocked off the puck. He does have Elite Edges, though, which is nice, so it's not an awful X Factor, to be honest with you, but the cost is getting up there. He's 5 power-up collectibles to go from 94 to 95. And Austin Matthews, 96 is going to cost you 6 power-up collectibles. And he does have Thief, which is nice to get his face-offs into the 90s, and he can get acceleration or speed, but one of them is going to still be stuck at 91, and none of his abilities are amazing other than, like, tape to tape. So everything is great on this card. It's just the cost is so much, and I would rather just wait for a better one to come out. But I can totally understand for anyone to keep upgrading him. I just personally wouldn't. And we also got a ton of other content as well, but we're going to do that in a separate video. Just a lot to cover today, so I kind of want to break it up. If you guys have any questions, let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and let me know if you're still upgrading your X Factors or if you've moved on. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Have a good one.